Episode 27 of the Planet Nintendo podcast. Let's see what's on the menu for tonight. What game genres is the Switch missing or lacking? How do you get independent devs to publish their games physically and digitally at the same time? We're going to be talking about a little bit about our YouTube channels and, of course, viewer questions. Let's get it started. What is up, dudes? Episode 27. We have some great guests, so let's get to them. The best co-host on the planet, Joe from Joe After Work. What's up, man?
Yo, what up, Patty Wagon? How you doing? I'm gonna make it a thing. It's gonna be a thing. Nasty
Patty
boots.
Wagon, Jesus. And returning once again to the podcast, Mr. Badbit, Joseph. What's up?
Oh man, I can't. All right. Well, hi. How you doing? I'm all right. I'm good. I like how I was put right after Joe After Work. I like this.
Two times.
And drum roll, please, making his NintenTalk debut. Jeez, it is Mr. Sean Capri. What is up, man?
Hey, Patty Wagon. How you doing, man? Oh, it's so good to be on the show with the Patty Wagon.
Now it'll stick.
There it is. I'm jealous of your iced tea. This is quite the panel we got, guys. I'm very excited.
It's good. This is
nice.
The Avengers. So this is going to be interesting. Usually we start with what games we are playing, and we have very eclectic. We have a PlayStation guy. We have an Xbox guy. I will start with Sean. What are you playing, man?
I just played some Far Cry 5, but that's not really for this show. I have been really stuck in Stardew Valley, guys. Like I'm just loving Stardew Valley. I haven't really done this with my Switch since basically like Breath of the Wild. I'm kind of carrying it with me like a book or like a teddy, and because the grown-ups carry teddies. I'm carrying it with me, but I'm not even playing. Like I get like 5 minutes at a time, like toilet time and whatnot, and that's kind of it. But I'm like, I don't want to let it go. Like, and I haven't had that like close relationship with my Switch in quite some time. So I'm loving my just kind of do a day at a time with Stardew Valley. So that's kind of
you're finding yourself more handheld mode now.
I guess so, which, because like if I'm at home, like honestly, like if I'm sitting down, like if I'm here, I'm generally playing like a console, like, but if I'm out and about and if I've got 15, 20 minutes to spare, it's my Switch for sure. I miss taking the bus, guys. I used to take like when the Switch came out, I was taking the bus into work, and that's how I ended up putting in like 70, 80 hours into Zelda. And as soon as that stopped, then like literally, because it was a guarantee, 45 minutes going there, 45 minutes going home. And you're like, oh, I guess I missed the bus. I guess I'll just sit here and wait for the next one. And like, it was not such a bad thing, right? But yeah, driving. It's tough to drive and play Zelda at the same time. I found almost impossible.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with Far Cry. I love Far Cry, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked about it. Yeah.
And Joseph, what are you playing?
I'll be honest with you. I went to my Switch right just before the show started, and I ran out of battery. I have not turned on my Switch in a good week. I'm looking like I need a game to turn it on to justify turning back on my Switch. So I'm thinking about Stardew Valley. I really am. I don't know, the whole farming thing. I
honestly, it took me 2 times to like really play into. Like I played on my PC, didn't really get into it, and now I'm like, I need to get back to my town. Gotta build that coop. I shove some ores in my furnace. Gotta get that burning. It's good times, man.
Well, and for me, what's happened with me in my life is I've played so much Fortnite. I kid you not. I got carpal tunnel in both my hands.
Guys, no.
So I need to back away.
Yeah, you do.
I really do. So what was it? I turned on my Xbox. I played some Sea of Thieves, but I don't have thoughts on that. I played some Ni no Kuni 2.
Ooh.
And let me tell you something about Ni no Kuni 2. I'm not an anime guy. I'm not into the whatever, but it is fantastic.
Into the what? Into the what?
The art style, the storytelling is normally not my thing, and so, but with this game, thank you. With this game, I don't know what it is. It's really good, and so I've only put like an hour or 2 in it so far, but it has already hit me in feels, and it is pretty much, to sum it up so far, Air Force One, but instead you have a ponytail and you're not Harrison Ford. The plane is a fantasy kingdom, and Gary Oldman is playing a ferret. And so I'm in.
There you go. I bet that's extremely accurate too.
It really is.
What just happened?
Seriously, one of the characters is the president of the United States.
Get off this plane.
Exactly. But he has like this epic ponytail. It's amazing.
You actually bring up a point too, because like I'm kind of at that point where I'm like, what do I play on my Switch? Like I breezed through Kirby. I knew that wasn't going to be much of a game, like lengthwise, and I'm just like, what do I play now? So like I think I'm gonna actually go back to well, for the first time, Blossom Tale, because I missed on that. On that
I think I might have to do that one too.
Yeah, it's
Such
on
a good
sale
game.
now. It's looking good.
What's the price on Blossom Tail?
I think it's 11 now. 11.25.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
damn.
It's worth
At that
it.
point, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And Joe, I never know what you. I go to your streams and like, yeah, seriously.
Oh my god! So I got Hyrule Warriors DX on. Hyrule Warriors DX. That's the missus watching some anime. Off the Japanese eShop, running really smooth on Switch. I was like really impressed.
That's at 60 now, right?
That is 60, 65 or something like that. And when you convert it from US to Japanese yen, but I think it's gonna be. Is it a $60 game here in the US?
Oh no, I meant frame rate.
Oh, 60 FPS. Yeah. It's running at 60. It was running freaking butter smooth. But I've been playing Shantae, and just like you guys, like April's gonna be that weird month. I kept saying in the last couple of episodes that there's no April game, forgetting that Labo is this month. So I was like, oh well, should I count that as a game?
Oh, is it long? Oh, yeah.
It's this month. It's, well, it's in April. Sorry, yeah. But I've been going to Metroid Prime 2.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. Prime 2 and Shantae are going to be my mains for the next week or so.
Nice.
I think I need to change my Twitter name to Shantae. Like
I think that's-
Oh my
I think
god.
that would only make sense.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do
Shantae
that
and
right
the
now.
Pirate's Curse.
I just
So I
find-
was kind of hating on Labo a little bit. Not hating, but kind of like really critical on it.
Yeah.
And I finally found out that I don't dislike Labo. I just want other people to enjoy it, and I want to enjoy it that way. Like see people create all these weird things and be like, "Oh, that's neat," but like I don't think I'm gonna dive in that.
it dawned on me that people are going to be using Labo on the 20th for very different reasons.
Want to play with a bunch of cardboard?
Yo, bro. I've made a bong out of this robot. It's gonna be awesome.
You wanting people to love Labo is like me wanting everybody to love Detective Pikachu.
Oh, look at him!
My God.
This thing is
That is
massive.
big.
This thing is
Jeez.
huge, dude. Like, here's the comparison.
Good.
Damn.
I like how you put it next to your head, but it's like no, here's the phone.
Here's the
something
phone,
more.
yeah.
Like you don't know how big my head is. Like let's standardize a little bit here.
I'm gonna buy it. It's on GameStop right now online, but I don't want to support GameStop. No, but like I know if I order it from GameStop, it's gonna take 8 weeks and 11 days, and I don't want to do that. So
Jeez.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was
Joe,
the last
you-
one at my GameStop.
You still play 3DS, so did you get the game too, or did you just? Oh man.
I'm gonna play that tomorrow. That's happening.
Most ridiculous thing of the year.
Oh my god, absolutely. I'm in
That's
love
for it.
So we're talking about a little bit of the Switch lacking, especially this month. But the first topic I wanted to bring up is what game genres is the Switch lacking overall? Like if you had to pick some genres that you're kind of on the eShop and you're just like, well, where's this kind of game? So I will start with Joe after work.
Yeah, for me, and this will be remedied throughout this year actually. Aside from the Neo Geo games that we keep getting, fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Smash is coming out, but then you have I'm when I think fighting, although I love Smash, I'm talking like Blaze Blue, Cross Tag Battle coming out, that SNK Heroines game that looks really awesome. There's also that indie game, Fantasy Strikers, I think is what it's called.
Oh, it was at the Nindies.
From the Nindy Direct, yeah.
Yep.
That looked wild. That looked pretty cool. Blade Strangers is another one that's supposed to be coming out this year. So, and then the Street Fighter collection also. But I mean, right now you look at the eShop and it's just all Neo Geo stuff. I'm like, it's great, but I have like 82,000 King of Fighters games already. I'm quite okay.
Yeah. What about you, Sean?
I am going to say something that, in the face of Skyrim, I think that the Western RPG is underrepresented. So, like BioWare and Bethesda mainly, but also like CD Projekt Red, really are kind of like the three big ones, aren't they? Like, I don't know if we really even want to go outside of that, but I love me some Mass Effect. I love Dragon Age. I remember when we were talking about the Switch before, like, I think it was just as we were finding out what it was. I remember talking about Mass Effect Andromeda and going, I would take that at a huge graphical hit just to take it on the go. I think I still stand by that, to be honest. Maybe not particularly that game because it just turned out like trash, but I want like big, long games on my Switch. And the other, I don't know if this is a genre, but it sort of relates to what Joseph was talking about with the Ni no Kuni, and I'm not sure what you're avoiding there, but I want my Atlas RPGs on there. I want my Tokyo Mirage Sessions, like / Persona / like the dating sim type of whatever the hell that's called. I want more of that. Like, I definitely, maybe I just want Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Maybe that's what I want. But it's interesting to me that like RPGs sound like something that are on the Switch, but I'm hard pressed to think of anything like really substantial in any sort of discipline. Yeah, but they're like kind of like old school, like they're all 2D kind of 16-bit. Like Octopath is the RPG that we think of, but more modern, like your decisions matter, kind of like decision tree kind of stuff. Yeah, I want that kind of like deep RPG experience on my Switch.
I think Fallout would be just a perfect
huge
game to have. Yeah. Joseph.
Yes.
What about you, man?
I was so worried that one of these two kids were gonna take my answer. I was so concerned because it's all I got. And so I think what is missing from the Switch that both PlayStation, Xbox, PC, even now mobile have, and that is it doesn't have a battle royale. Whether it's PUBG, whether it's Fortnite, whether it's something else. I mean, we've seen the past 2 weeks that it's very much capable. My iPhone's very capable of handling Fortnite and running it extremely
well. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's nuts. So if my iPhone 8 can run this game again perfectly well, it might not look beautiful, but it runs it. If PUBG can work, why not the Switch?
Insane.
And everybody like there's even some speculation of when Fortnite's gonna just get announced already for the Switch.
Yeah,
because I mean, we don't know if Epic wants to, but they know, Epic wants to make money on this. So I think just adding it and finally finishing all the platforms that this thing could be available on. I think Fortnite would play a huge role and will play to the Nintendo crowd extremely well because of its art style and because of the way the game plays. So I think it's way overdue that we at least get an announcement when Fortnite's coming to the Switch, because
along with paid service.
Yeah,
I think we're gonna have to wait a while for it, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it'll be probably the fall.
I hope. It has to be sometime this year.
I want Mario Kart. I was holding a Mario Kart. I want Mario Kart Battle Mode to be a battle royale. You have 100 people with 3 balloons hanging over their heads. That would be really insane, cool. Man.
Oh, green shells would have so much power.
Splatoon battle royale.
Dude, I would.
Dude, that's the perfect thing. Oh my god.
Yeah. I really do think that at this point, Fortnite's going to be like one of the big announcements at E3. It's just like, it makes sense, like Battle Royale. It's funny you should hold up Mario Kart, because my answer would be like a really good racing simulator.
Yeah.
Like Gear Club, I mean, it's not the best. Like it is a mobile port, and you can definitely tell. I would like a really just nice racing simulator. There's a rally game coming out. I don't really know the answer. I don't really know the name off the top of my head, but yeah, bring us some racing games, man.
It seems like everybody else seems to have like their own proprietary system. Like, and maybe that's a sign of just the way that Nintendo runs things. Like, they don't really care to like show off graphics really.
Yeah.
So that's not like, that's why the other two have that, is like, let's see how great Gran Turismo looks, or
Yeah,
the
that's
way
true.
look how great Forza looks. They're like, well, whatever. Mario Kart looks fine. So that's maybe why they haven't put as much focus there. But it is glaring that it's missing.
Yeah.
Especially now that people are thinking of a Nintendo system, probably for the first time in about a decade at least, as more than just their Mario system or more than just their Zelda system. It's like, oh, I love this question, because nobody asked this about the Wii U, probably not even about the Wii. Like, we just didn't really even care. But now we're kind of like, the put everything on Switch thing is real. And now we're going, okay, so we can actually look at this like a portfolio. What are we missing?
Which is kind of crazy, because Wii U had a Mass Effect 3, an Assassin's Creed game.
That's what made me think of that, actually, was that. Yeah, like, we got those, but yeah, just
Need for Speed. Even
the order of things. Yeah, totally. Need for Speed. Oh man, how the mighty have fallen.
Oh man.
Gosh.
And then Joe has a topic kind of frustrating for me, for the indie physical fans. So yeah, why don't you go for that?
So yeah, this one, hold up, I'm looking in order here. This one's kind of like a if we ran Nintendo question type
thing. I thought so. If only you guys were on the show sometime to like bring this up over there. But whatever, we'll do it here. I'm fine with that.
Hey, we have two guests. It makes all the sense in the world.
Makes sense.
Oh man, good save, Joe. How would you try to get more independent devs on board to get their games available physically day and date with their digital counterparts? So to give you an example, a lot of indie games that have come out digitally, we're seeing now get physical releases months after the game has come out, months after people have gone on and supported. So we're seeing a lot of double dipping from people here and there, which I don't see a lot of people complaining, a lot less than I thought, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But it is a glaring issue, and I think it's something to be called out for sure, because it's also coming out with games that have been, you know, previously released on other consoles. You would think some of that money would be used to create some sort of physical edition, or if it's just the way their budgets are siloed out per console or something like that. I don't know what the inner workings of that looks like. But yeah, I pass the question to you guys.
Yeah. Before we start, I feel bad that I didn't mention this, but Sean, why don't you tell them about this? This question was kind of inspired by your show a little bit. So why don't you?
You don't have to do that. I'm being silly. Oh man, I feel like I'm being forced to do this because if I refuse, then I'm going to be a bad guest. So if you're at Nintendo is a podcast that airs on Wednesdays on iTunes and Google Play and everywhere else, and we record them live, typically on like Monday nights. And so if you're at Nintendo is what I started with Bobby Pauls, the Nintendo guru himself, many decades ago, you guys. Long, yes. He has since, of course, passed away from the internet and the podcast world.
With a Detective Pikachu.
Yeah,
yes,
he's on a shelf. He's on the podcast urn shelf, actually. So his ashes are there.
If you're people that watch this casually and like aren't really in this community, I think they think he passed away at this point.
Bobby's very much alive, but podcast Bobby is very much dead. I think he burned and drowned all at the same time, which is very tragic. Very tragic. I say it with a smile, but it's because I get uncomfortable talking about death. If you're at Nintendo is a show that Bobby and I started where like we started it in the middle of the Wii U era where things were horrible, things needed to be better, and we decided to
Bobby.
Bobby
with the Pikachu body. There we go.
We needed to make Nintendo better, so we decided we wanted to make some content together and a couple topics a week. We would make Nintendo better, and we made it better. The two of us, we did it. So then Bobby died, and now that the Switch is here, Bobby went and died. But I wanted to bring it back, so it's a new format. You guys, of course, were on it. 2 guests every week, and we would come up with new topics to make Nintendo better. So yeah, man, it's on youtube.com/WeTheNerdy, iTunes. You can subscribe. Oh, it's a good time. I love doing that show, man. And this honestly has like revived my love for Nintendo. Bringing the show back has revived, because I had stepped away for a little while, so I'm happy to do it.
Yeah,
it was longer than I wanted to go on for. We were talking about death a lot.
This question was definitely inspired by that show.
Yeah.
Me and Joe were just on. One of Joe's crazy predictions actually kind of came true.
Yeah, that's a little too like close to
Nintendo,
home.
we're on to you. But yeah, more back to the what is it? The devs putting their games physically and digitally. Is there anything behind that? Like, are they trying to just get their games out as fast as possible, or do they need more funding for the packaging? Like,
I think it's a little bit of A and B, you know?
I think it's
Those cartridges are expensive.
Yeah.
Like, it's a huge thing. I think that's the biggest thing that plays a part of it, in my opinion. That's
and
a lot of
it
it's
is an
cost.
issue. Like,
like a lot of it's called like to answer this question, when I looked at it before, what would I do to change that? I actually wouldn't change it at all.
I totally agree. I said the same thing to myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it at all.
Yep.
We as gamers, like, again, I'm a physical gamer. I love collecting things. Like, I bought the Nino Kuni 2 collectors.
Nino
'cause
Toonie.
I could. Yeah,
That's like our Canadian coin. That's what a $2 coin is. It's a toonie.
But like,
Nino
I
Toonie.
love physical media, but we have to start getting used to the fact that whether you're okay with this idea or not, it's going, right? Like, digital is gaining day in, day out. It is the future. And so when I think of physical as a dev, I'm not even thinking about that at first. And if I am doing it, it is with some other third party, we see those collectors like editions, those limited run that has these, limited physical editions, and then people double dip, and so they're actually making more money, and so there's no reason to really change it, because if people are double dipping and they're not really voting with their wallet of I'll wait, then there's no reason to do it. I think when it comes to physical retail, you have to also assume that you're now fighting with GameStop and getting your game on their shelves in the first place. So I think by just securing a digital space is hard enough. Doing that other extra stuff that's behind the scenes that nobody talks about, it's even harder. So for me, the true question is, how do I make sure that devs aren't doing the Nintendo Switch tax, right? Like, all these games, they're either like 5, 10, $20 more expensive than their Xbox One or PS4 counterparts. Like, Fractured Butthole, right? That game's $60. You could buy it right now on Amazon for 30. Like, so many indie games that come out $10 more expensive. Why? I think that's the bigger issue. So I honestly, to me, when it comes to indie games, I am just buying them digital. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like if physical media is obviously dying, but I feel like this is kind of like the hipster effect, like the the records and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Like, indies will be the ones to still stay physical and stuff. And I don't know if Nintendo can do anything to change it. It's kind of more unfortunate, because like a perfect example is Owlboy, a game that's $24.99, and I'm waiting for the physical, and that's not something I'm willing to like double dip on. So like, unfortunately, I have to wait.
Yeah.
Like Thimbleweed Park is another one that's coming out physically. It's just like, it's more unfortunate, but like, could Nintendo do anything, like help these guys out or try to push it out faster?
I guess the question would be like, what would be Nintendo's incentive to do that? Like aside from more games being sold and they get a small cut of that, or maybe it is a significant cut, but like, what would be, like, they are really, as Nintendo as a publisher and as the holder of the digital platform, like, they're actually way more incentivized to push them digital. Like, they're doing what they're incentivized to do right now. So I don't know, like, I think this is, like Joseph said, this is the way that it's probably going to stay we're just going to see more and more and more of this. But the cool thing is that physical not coming out on the day, not coming out day and date with the digital release, is that it sort of represents a bit of a milestone for the success stories. Like when Rocket League did so great on Switch, we were like, oh, and it got physical, like it made it. And it's like a celebration. And whether or not it's double dipping and whether or not that's like predatory or whatever, I think that it's neat that we have like this it is a bit of retro, where a game can do so great and it did so well. It got digital, or it got physical. When we're all saying nobody's buying physical anyways, but like now it's a celebration. It's so backwards. Like I don't know if I'm explaining that, why that's backwards, but in my mind that's just like totally contradictory. Of nobody wants physical, but let's all get up and shout when the physical thing happens, because that's good news. Very strange.
I think to get in a little deeper in that is that
Nintendo... Come in deeper, Joe.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, come on in.
Jesus Christ. Is the fact that Nintendo doesn't want you to go to GameStop, right? They're making they're making more money by you staying here, by you paying them money to be on their marketplace. Like, I think I wrote a big thing back when Bobby was making videos before those packages got to him.
Yeah, before he was impaled.
Yeah, oh, man, it was gruesome. It was terrifying, and it was painful and slow. So with that said, it's that when you go to GameStop, everything you see, that's all companies paying for that space. So the space of PlayStation 4, Xbox, Nintendo, the Blizzard gondola, that's all being paid for. So what Nintendo wants you to do is be in their ecosystem, pay them money to be on or be mentioned on one of their, spotlights. That's what Nintendo wants you to do. So when you do sell a whole bunch of copies, they're then probably saying to themselves, or some other companies approaching you going, hey, you sold this much. If we make X amount of these physically, we get all the other people that aren't, you get the rest of them, the rest of the consumers who aren't willing to jump on the digital bandwagon, and at the same time able to double dip on those people who love your game so much, they'll buy it both times. So with that said, I think when it comes to games like Rocket League, it is that sense of accomplishment. Like Nintendo is now backing this. This is big for them. This is a big deal. They realize that Rocket League is a big thing, and that multiple eyes are going to be on it rather than a one niche audience. So to me, I think it just makes sense for Nintendo to kind of, it's a case by case basis. Yeah.
Paddy Wagon, I want to jump in with one last thing, if that's okay, man. Mr. Wagon. Okay, so remember the Wii? Remember the Wii when all the shovelware came? And there was thousands and thousands of games that nobody cared about, and you go into Walmart or Target or whatever, and they got those big old cases and like the wireframe containers, and there's just so many games, so much crap. Okay, imagine the digital store, like the eShop now. If all those, if Nintendo truly did encourage everybody, just like, please, physical day and date, like let's get as much physical. That's what you get. Is because there are so many games coming out for the Switch. Imagine if they all, or even a larger portion of them, got physical. Now all of a sudden Switch has that physical representation and that visual, that physical manifestation of, look at all the crap. Even if it's not crap, even if like that's a whole thing, like a lot of the indie games are really, really great, but if they're all selling for $4 a pop in the physical, like, let's get these things out of here, it's the clearance bin. That looks poorly on the Switch, actually. So I think that we've come up with a good number of reasons why you don't want to do that, and it's all perception. At least in this last case, I think is a lot of perception.
No, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, are these indie physical games being put into GameStops and stuff? Is it just like limited?
No. I mean, the Thimbleweed Park is a limited run one for sure, and Mutant Muds, I'd imagine, is probably going to be some sort of limited run, or those type of companies where they do a very finite amount, sell through them, and then that's that. Yeah. That's just my guess. I don't know, but it's funny that you mentioned like the more physical games. Sorry, Sean had mentioned about like adding more of these physical games ending up like shovelware. What I've noticed with Switch titles in particular is they're not always in stock. Like the ones you'll see in store shelves are the Nintendo ones, and then all the third-party ones will have an even more limited amount of stock.
Yeah, I've seen that with Doom a lot.
Yeah, Doom, Skyrim. There's Knights of Azure 2 has started to dwindle out as well. That's a Tecmo Koei game.
Think of the cash flow though. Nintendo doesn't care how many they publish. Like they're manufacturing the cartridges.
No, yeah. Then what I'm saying is like you'll always see the Nintendo stuff right now, as opposed to like that giant library of just crap everywhere. And also from the physical versions that you're seeing, they're mostly like the good titles that are coming that are on the eShop, not the flood of 15, 18 games that we're getting a week right now that we have to figure out, okay, what's worth it and what's not.
I think there's also this like kind of mindset that people that jump on indies right away, they're like, well, I jumped on this right away for the same price, and like now, like say Sonic Mania, which is coming out with like a deluxe, like what reward do I get for being one of the first like people to back this indie? So it's like
nothing.
It's like patience, but then you
pay
miss out
more
on the
for the
games.
DLC.
So, and then another topic, moving over to the other topic, is more personal. So Joe, why don't you give us that one?
Yeah, so this one came from personal. I was like, this last month and a half has been so weird, and so I'll just lay out the question and see if you guys ever had like these moments and what you guys did. But do you ever feel like you're not doing enough on your channel, even though things are running pretty damn smooth and things are looking on the up? Like, do you ever get those moments like, all right, what can I be doing more to sort of, whether it's like giving back to the people that are always constantly watching you, or just like new ideas to keep things fresh? Like, do you ever feel like you're in a rut and like a lull, even though things look great? Like, you just get that like moment of just like being in your head and not feeling like you're doing things right.
Well, first, the second part of the question breaks everything for me. The part about everything going fine, everything going great. Nope, that's never happened. So
right.
that's never. So I can't. I'm not sure I can answer.
Like I'm like, I guess the best way to explain it is like, if you're looking at something that statistics wise or whatever, but you're like, no,
I totally
like,
get. I'm sorry, I'm being facetious.
No, I know.
No, I get it. Joe, I interrupted with an comment. I think you had probably something better to say though.
Who, me?
Yeah.
There's two Joes. And
I
two
know.
Joe
I know.
So, yeah, no, I that's a constant thought.
Yeah.
Ever since YouTube's newest change, I don't know about you guys, maybe it's just my channel because I'm shit, but ever since the latest change that I've been demonetized, when I made a video talking about my thoughts on it, the one concern was, the only thing that I worry about being demonetized is that one thing of, yeah, some guy's gonna make content and the same content I make that is gonna be mirrored, but he's monetized and YouTube's gonna promote him more than they're gonna promote me. I have seen that tenfold. So like, I've seen my views, my watch time, everything ever since the YouTube hit. For me, it was what, the 27th of February. It's been devastating and disheartening, and there are times like where you're just like, is this even worth it? It's a lot of stress, and it's a lot of self-doubt and making yourself feel like crap. But then, like, for me, when I look at the Make Us Better community, and a shameless plug as it is, to see the Discord light up and to see the Facebook group light up and to do podcasts with all you guys, it is that thought. The other day, I was just like, I was looking at the statistics, and I was just like, why am I looking at this?
Yep.
I don't give a shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I'm not gonna be the next PewDiePie, right? I'm not gonna be whatever.
You never know.
Stop thinking about the numbers and let's start creating things. So for me, it has been this revelation of just like, let's do things because you want to do them. And so like the Bad Bitch show, right? That's a show that it's a thank you letter to everybody, and hopefully shining a spotlight on people that I think are just positive influences and who make great content. That's why all you guys have been on. And so when I look towards the future, I am constantly thinking, how do I make my content better? What do I need to do? And what new shows do I need to create? And so there are some things that I have planned nobody knows about. One thing that I've been planning for over a year, and I'm just so excited to start making that new series of mine. So
Little
for me,
PnP exclusive or what?
pretty much, you know what? I'll tell you. I'll give you a little.
Hey.
Part of it involves me, my mother, and watching her get stabbed to death in VR.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Everyone's on a death episode.
That came out of nowhere. What?
Exactly.
The
No,
record
but
is-
He's just wondering if we were paying attention.
Yeah, they're like, well, no,
Yes,
but
are you-
seriously,
Is anybody listening to me?
it's a series about where me and my mom play video games together, and I show her the wacky and zany stuff that video games are able to do, because she's always been that positive force in my life. And then
That's
there's
awesome.
also other shows that I think about doing in the future that aren't even bad bit. And so, like, for me, the past few like weeks have been like, let's get more creative and let's start like branching out and doing something different and seeing what sticks. And so for me, there's those moments, they definitely happen, but then there's those like brief moments of true clarity, and that's what gets you really pumped. So that's all I gotta say.
My darkest times are when I start something new, to be honest with you. I suck at doing things. Like I think I learned quickly-ish, but I wouldn't call myself like a fast learner. I'm a very slow, and like I learn things the hard way. I've got to like hit rock bottom and mess things up as spectacularly as possible before I'm like, maybe don't do it like that. So my kind of like dark times come more along the lines of, this is taking me way longer than I ever thought, and I don't even know where my expectation was to begin with. Like setting up a stream for the first time. Gosh, like why doesn't this Elgato just like work? Why does the sound do this thing and it's all delayed? And then I'm sitting here and it's 4 a.m. and I've wasted my whole night. I didn't do the thing that I wanted to do.
Mhm.
And so like one of the things that Joseph talked about that I want to touch on too is that from the very, very beginning, I've never looked at numbers. I have no idea how many people listen to my podcast or anything like that. Dave knows from the Xbox Drive, and he runs Dayspace. And I have specifically told him, if you even like slip, I will be so upset with you. If you even like accidentally tell me. Because honestly, guys, like if it's 50 people on my happier side, I don't know. If it's 500 people on my happier side, like who knows? 5,000? Maybe, like, because it's always going to be, if I'm at 5,000, why isn't it 10,000? If I'm at 50,000, why is it 100? Like, what number is going to make me go, now I feel great? It doesn't. I don't think that it exists. So I never know. And the other aspect that I bring to it is teamwork. That's why Make Us Better is the way that it is. And I've always latched on to people who are like amazing and content creators and also collaborative as well, because no matter what, even if you don't look at numbers, and even if you try to do everything right, there are going to be the times where you go, I should be doing more, or I'm doing something wrong, or something is not quite feeling right. You need a team around you. You need friends to kind of pull you through, or to help you do that better, more efficiently, or to tell you or ground you to say, you're out of your mind. You are already doing X, Y, Z. And just like, if you add any more, you're going to lose your mind. So I think between being collaborative, not looking at numbers, and doing it for the fun of it, and remembering why you even started, because it's very easy. And I think as soon as you start to get a little bit of like, you get a code here, or you get like somebody raid your stream, and you get like a whole bunch of people coming in. Like there's things that happen along the way of, after you do this for long enough, you start to get a little traction. You can kind of lose sight very quickly of why you got started to begin with. Like for me, I got started because I just wanted to see if I could do it. Like, can I actually record a podcast? Technically, yes. So, and it kind of started from there. Like that was like literally, I was just seeing like, can I actually like put a microphone down, hit record, and actually have it up on the internet to be downloaded by iTunes? I thought that was like fascinating. That was amazing. Yeah. That was like such an innocent place to start. And I really try to remind myself of where that all started when I get a Far Cry 5 code. I'm so fortunate. I truly, I'm not even just saying that.
That's
I'm so
huge.
lucky, man. That's crazy. That to me is like a better signal of, are things going well or are they not going well? Am I treating people well? Am I like teaming up with the right people and things like that, more than any number would ever say. As somebody pointed out in my Far Cry stream, you have no subscribers. Like, well, how are you playing this game? I'm doing it for the fun of it. I'm making great friends. You know, I'm just treating people nicely. I'm treating people the way that they would want to be treated, and there's no entitlement. It's very easy for egos to get crazy. And I don't even know if I'm on the same topic anymore, but that's kind of just my approach, I guess, to the whole thing.
Yeah, I think what you said is like is so poignant. It's like why did you start every time you start losing sight? You know, sometimes when like my whole thing is like is so easy to get bigger than your britches, right? So like when I hit over 1,000 subs, I was like, oh my god,
we did it, mission accomplished banner.
Exactly. I'm like, let's never make a video again.
Huge.
Because once I do make a video, everybody's gonna leave. Like that is my one biggest fear of like just you making a video and then everybody realizing you're an ass. But like for me, I started this because I want to see if I could do it. And
yeah, man.
Like it's weird because a couple days ago I deleted the old podcast that I the first one I ever did, and I deleted it, and I was just like, I feel nothing because what I have now is just with Dadbit is just like it's so special, and it is because it's not because of me. And so like the reason why I'm at 1,000 subs and plus now is not because of me, it's because of you guys. It's because people like Envision, it's because of people like Mr. Moody, it's because of people like Aaron Doherty, Jams, Rybo, and all these people that help each other and believe in each other and lift each other up. And so when I see this community, the way we act with each other, it's amazing. Like, I'm very scared. I would love to start streaming, but I don't know where to start. But I know if I ask, I know someone's gonna help, and then that's the most beautiful thing. So I think this month has been very like peaks and valleys type of deal. But at the end of the day, like, holy crap, this month has been crazy, and I'm so fortunate to be where I'm at, and it's amazing. So yeah.
I feel the same way. Like, numbers to me have always been kind of like, it's nice to see results. It's nice, subscribers I feel like are probably the most important number, I guess, like views, whatever. But for me, it's like, I say this every time YouTube comes up. It's like, you have to make more than one video a week. Like old YouTube, it wasn't like that. It was like channels that had one video a week, and some do still now. But I feel like 2 or 3 is almost like the minimum now, like to just stay relevant and stuff like that. So,
and sometimes it's so hard.
Exactly. And like,
there is no news, there is no thing, there's nothing to get you passionate for that week.
Yeah. And for me, like I was working 7 to 3 was my original schedule. And the reason why we're filming this at past midnight now is because like I get out at 11 now. So like I have to change my whole like thinking of like when to create videos, like my ideas. And it's just like, that's the part I stress out the most about, is like just putting content out there. Cause like you have, now almost like 2,000 people like wondering what you're going to be doing. And it's just like, that's the part I freak out about.
Less than 20 away. Can we get them there?
Less than 10 away. Let's do
Less than 10 now? Oh, man.
But Joe, what about you, man?
No, I mean, the reason this whole thing stemmed up was from just the past month and a half-ish or so, like trying to come up with something more than just the playthroughs on my channel. And it's like I've had some ideas and I've had some things and I've written them down. I've tried recording them, and it's like that creative thing, not so much a writer's block, but like not feeling that it's right or that it doesn't make sense to the channel. And that's where the frustration comes from, is like, am I not doing this right? Like, what's going on? And I get too inside of everything and I overthink it all, that I'm just like, all right, let's refresh here. Let's go back to what we started. And it's kind of like pretty much the revolving story here. The theme that I'm hearing from all you guys is just going back, take a moment, look at everything, and realize why you started this in the first place. And for me, it was just like I want to do something creative and just have some sort of outlet to relax, be a little bit therapeutic, because a lot of like streaming for me is like super therapeutic. It's just like, all right, I'm not at work, I don't have to deal with BS, I don't have to deal with projects, like I can just sit here, relax, chill out with my friends and have a good time. And that's where I'm at right now. It's just like, it's funny, Thursday, I think it was like when it like yesterday, sorry, as of this recording, it really clicked for me. It was just like, all right, dude, you need to like just take a minute here. And in the chat, it was they were like, I was about to switch up games, and people were like, no, we want to see more Shantae, more Shantae, and more Shantae. And I was like, you guys want Shantae? I'll freaking go in, because I was enjoying myself, but I was gonna switch it to this segment of the show. But you want it, let's do it, let's fucking go with it. And we did it, and I had a blast for like 2 more hours with the game. And everyone was super happy about it. And like Joey Splats was the one that brought it up, and was like, and he was like, dude, thank you. It was like, dude, that kind of like woke me up to it and just snapped out of it. It got me out of my funk.
I think that's why I love your stream so much, Joe.
Yeah, man.
And that's why I love Sean's streams.
No, don't do that. Joe is on another level.
Nah, man.
You are absolutely on another level. This is absolutely crazy.
I love both of you guys.
Don't make me leave. I don't like this.
Okay,
Oh my god.
I love Joe more, of course. We
There you go.
share a name. You know,
we share a name.
but no, like, it's so awesome with you two doing the things you do, and like how natural it really is. And you're not like, the one thing that I appreciate so much is you're not like those, hey guys, this is no scope 420, you know, YOLO clock and like whatever.
YOLO clock.
YOLO clock.
Well, I gotta change my name now.
Yep.
Like, I hate those guys.
Yeah.
They're so fake to me. And so like, when you see the genuineness of both you guys, it's like, that's why I watch. You know, it's great to see. Like,
it's too exhausting to do anything but it. Like, really, like it's too.
It's so rewarding to like I'm doing a God of War 4 giveaway. Cough the trophy room rated 5 stars. Right, you love PlayStation, all that jazz. And like, one guy, you know, I say, take a picture of it, tweet it at me, because Sean let me know that iTunes is not just some singular thing; it's different in all countries. And so this one guy from the UK just wrote something like so like beautiful, like I love your chemistry, I love this, I love that. And I'm just like,
it's really too bad because the God of War code is North America, but whatever. It's too bad.
Oh, don't worry,
You can't win.
I have a way around.
I have no idea. I'm just kidding.
And so
I'm talking to my ass.
So, but yeah, like you're like, holy crap. Ugh, I like people like me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it transcends this state, this country, this like freaking continent. Like, it's amazing. It really
man.
is.
Absolutely crazy.
Mr. After Work touched on something that I kind of want to, and I don't want to push too far. I don't know what time limit you're kind of going for, Paddy Wagon. But you touched on something about like kind of forcing it a little bit, where like I've had some things where I'm like, I know that like this isn't quite it. It feels like I'm going uphill, and it's different than just I'm struggling with something technically, or I'm struggling something of just actually getting it out. Like the logistical part, it's like it's more of a creative in my own mind. Like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't quite jive. And I think we all have things like that. And the Make Us Better group is one thing that I'm like, it just feels right. Like, I was talking to my wife about it. Like, when Bobby died, it was horrible. Like, it was just
believe those
like
pack of wolves.
I went through like the grieving process, like all steps, like 6 times. It was just around the world. But after doing that, I was like, we got to do something. Like, we have to save this, and but it has to take on a different form. And honestly, guys, like, Joe, I'm right with you, man. Like, I've got pages, like literally, like I've got like this notepad that like I don't know why I like them so much. I just like notepads.
The same way, dude. Same way.
But just I've got names and diagrams and arrows and like bubble trees and everything like that. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't even know what the final answer is. to solving whatever problem this is. I don't even know what the question was, other than the fact that we needed to sort of make us better. I just felt like I was on to something. And the more I started to like plug away at it, like it was almost like discovering, this is as close to like discovering an equation that I'll ever get, because I'm no scientist. That was as close as it is, but like it's coming together, and that's, you know, pun not intended, but we've discovered something that I think people are connecting with, and in the end, I'm like, this is something that nobody is doing, and that is amazing. Like we have a group, and we're announcing on, when does this go live?
This goes live Tuesday.
Oh, we could. What do you think?
Talk
Joey?
about it. Yes.
Should we just tell them? Should we just tell them?
Say it?
Should we say
Please.
it? Nobody knows.
Nobody
Okay, yeah,
knows.
we'll be. We'll tell.
promise we'll be quiet.
Okay, so you guys are under official NDA, but on Monday the 26th, we are announcing that Nintendo Nostalgia is joining Make Us Better.
Nice.
Like
Nice.
we are going for it, man. And this is the coolest thing, is that everybody who's come on board so far has been like, I get it. We are all completely equal. Like this is very dicey, because egos can get crazy, and like we talked about, you can get kind of away from your personal center. But that's not what's happening. And everybody's been so cool and just so understanding of, we're in this together. We see the benefit of helping each other and being part of the same team, but we're all free to do our own thing.
Yeah.
And this is probably one of the things that I'm just like most stoked about. But it's as a result of stepping forward and falling back, and stepping forward and falling back. And sometimes the things that you fall back on don't actually lead directly to anything else, but they let you know that wasn't a thing that was working, so that when something is getting a little traction, you go for it, man. So I don't know if that helps you, Joe, because like sometimes things just like, it sucks when you're in it, but then when you walk away from it, you've got that energy that you're not wasting on that other thing to go put energy into something that is working. You know that as a creative person, you feel that in you, and then it's go time. Like I'm pumped right now, man. It's midnight, and I'm just like, let's go. Let's get the next group on. But Nintendo Nostalgia, man, those guys have been killing it, and there's such a great connection with Bobby. Rest in peace. You know, they came to us.
I can't believe that fire took him.
Gosh,
I'm trying to switch up his fate.
I know, and the chandelier crashed on him in the fire too.
Man.
Like, but on his leg, it didn't finish him.
I mean, at least it was
like pinned him in place a little bit.
When he was going up in that rocket, man. He didn't,
you know. Yeah, it's really brutal.
One of the things that I like, there's a couple small creators that I personally know. Like we had Jams and Delapo on here a couple weeks ago, and like, you know, after the show, you know, we usually talk to them. They're like, we really want to know about growth. Like some people do care about it, and it is rewarding seeing that kind of growth. And I think it's something that all four of us do really well now. And I was really hesitant on doing it. And I think I was talking to you, Joseph, on your show about it, is collaborating. And like, that's a huge thing. And like, when you're first doing YouTube and you're like, oh, this is my channel, whatever, it's awesome to just talk to someone else and like make a video with someone else. Like you get your name out there, and it's just like, you meet some awesome people. So I feel like that's my biggest takeaway so far of this year. This channel.
And you're in the same boat with them. You know, like I've met some people who take it like it's a competition, right? Like they're like, we want to hit this trajectory and this thing, this number, and this, we want to do this by this date. And it's just like, don't do that. It's fun to set goals, but once you set them, be flexible with them and go, probably not going to hit them, right?
Yeah.
So aim low, because you're always going to surprise yourself. So if you're a small YouTuber out there, you know, if you ask someone, hey, can I be on your show, or you know, want to be on my show or whatever, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Them not replying to you, them saying no, them calling you ugly. I've been there, done that. Everybody said that to me at least twice. So like, even my mom, I'm like, hey mom, what's going on? She's like, get away from me, you fucking ugly kid. And so,
Oh my god.
we have a good relationship. She's a real good kid.
Yeah.
And so
you
like
get a lot of silence before people start talking to you and stuff.
Yeah,
so.
and it's that thing. So you know, it's finding people who you relate with, who you want to work with, and it's putting in that work, man. It's hard, but It's so rewarding.
I feel I really need to say something on this topic. I have strangers on the internet every single week. I'm very fortunate that I almost like never repeat people. Like there was a time there early in the days where it's tough to meet how many people would actually be willing to do it. But they turned a corner where that wasn't the case, and now I've got like a couple months kind of lined up. It's very nice, but to the point of collaboration and like partnering with people with the end goal of growing and everything like that. If that is like first and foremost your goal, I can smell that 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
Like, and it is disgusting. If you are just like, you just want to be friends just so that you can like leapfrog over, and if you can, so that to better yourself. And if you're not genuine about actually wanting to create something with me, I want nothing to do with you. Like, that's why I'm here, because I know that like all three of you guys know that sense as well. So it's a tough one. That the thing about collaboration is that it teaches you to be like just a good person. Because if you're not a good person, you're not going to be collaborating. You're not actually going to be doing anything. You're going to be sending out emails that reek of self-importance. So I guess I would just kind of say that it is very important to team up with people and go along with other people's success, but be genuine, be kind, treat them the way that it's a very fine line. I think it's a tough one. And then just keep at it. Don't pigeonhole yourself, I think, is the last thing that I would say. I've been in like quote unquote in games, like doing this as a hobby for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years. And it's like, I started out doing like opinion pieces about E3, then I went into like reviews and then op-eds and stuff. Like then I kind of walked away from writing, and then it became podcasting and stream. Like keep moving. Like I think that's the just follow that kind of what I was talking about before, is when you feel something that's working, you go with that, and you just have to leave something else behind. So I don't know what that means for you, Joe, like trying something out brand new and just giving it a go. And if it works, great. If not, then like on to something else. I don't know, man.
Yeah, man. No, this all.
What
all
a great conversation.
This is really good.
Like when Bobby passed away, we started bringing more and more people on this show.
You saved that big group of kids, and that's the sacrifice.
And now it's to the point where like Sean was saying, like we're booked, man. We got like a few episodes booked up, so it's nice. It's a good feeling.
It's awesome.
So I think we have time for a couple questions. Probably not as many as I hoped.
Sorry,
but
man.
no, it's all right. So if you want to add some questions to the show, you can always do it on my Discord channel, which is the link is below. Also, Joe, I think you have one on your Discord channel.
Yeah, but I think it makes sense to bring everyone over to the NintenTalk Discord.
Ooh, the NintenTalk.
Yeah. There's a je ne sais quoi about that.
Yeah, if you want to submit some questions, there is a text channel for that. So I will list off some. First question is from Joey Splats. And and he says, with how great Nintendo is doing right now, one area I think it could be improving on, and that is different variations on the Joy-Cons. Right now we only have 4 unique ones. My question is, do you think Nintendo could be doing more in this area? Sean, I will start with you. Yes.
Yeah, I sort of got a little excited. That was very similar to when I said I do at my wedding. I said it, I jumped the gun a little bit. This is, again, we sort of talked a little bit about incentivizing Nintendo and what they like. What carrot should they be following? Right now, they're following a carrot that is working for them. It's just different colors, and people are loading up on them. So like, we're not really giving them a reason to really venture off and do anything else, because they just put on a different color. We buy 6 of them, because that doesn't make any sense at all. In terms of actually improving the experience or making things more worthwhile to collect, I think absolutely Nintendo needs to do that. But there's this weird like product life cycle of different color. Like that's going to be like there's going to be up high for them for quite some time. As that starts to come down, then they introduce something new, like a Pro-Con, like a Pro Joy-Con is absolutely, if I ran Nintendo,
that sounds bananas.
I am definitely buying that. The other part too is like controller. This has to go hand in hand with like a virtual console, but making the Switch feel like or look like a Super Nintendo or like a 64 or something crazy like that. They definitely could be like, and I just don't even like the controller. I can't justify. I love controlling things. I don't like the Joy-Con. Not enough to. I shouldn't say I don't like. I like other controllers less for sure. It's not the worst, and it's fine. I just wouldn't pay. It's $90 here for like just a spare set. Like that's just a little. It's a little much.
I don't blame you.
I like them. The analogs aren't the best, but whatever.
To me, I would.
They're not. Okay,
me,
pick up a nunchuck and feel that analog stick, and then come back to me.
No, the analog sticks are
Quite okay. I'd rather
better than
throw the
Vita,
throw the Wiimote than use it.
Yeah, Joseph, what do you think about the Joy-Con situation?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a Kickstarter that I'm about to fund. It's like actual big boy grips, and I forget who's making them. It's on Kickstarter. Look up Joy-Con grips, and they actually look like again like a human-sized hand would be able to fit on them. Because to me, I can't remember, guys. Beginning of this podcast, I got broken ass hands, so like this, I can't do it. I can't do it for more than 20 minutes. So
the grip case?
I think so. I think that's what it's called.
Or Switch grip.
Let me see.
I thought they had one out already. I don't know. Joe, we have a question from Jams. Our dude
Jams, my boy.
Jams.
He says, do you think the new Smash will bring more single player modes like target test, race to the finish, etc., a story or subspace type mode? Do you think they're going to focus on the single player?
I hope they do, man. Like those home run things. Like, when's the last time we've seen one of those?
The home run contest, I think, was in the last one.
Was it in the last one? Like, I miss those though. Like the target things, like break targets. Like, I wonder if they even add like a story, like a proper story mode. Like, what didn't Brawl have one where it was just like that crazy, I almost cursed again. Sorry, that crazy intro with like Kirby flying in and Meta Knight's ship breaking, and then they all break out into like the R-Wing and Samus's ship and all that stuff. That was pretty wild. But yeah, single mode play, I hope so. But I think with the theme of the Switch and being able to take it on the go and play 2 players, my bets are they're probably going to bring more co-op stuff. So like those things that might have been multiplayer, you might be playing against each other. Like one person goes, does all the break targets, and like whoever breaks more targets wins or something like that. So I think more of a variation on that than actual single player stuff.
Joseph, single player, you into it?
First off, I'm sorry, I didn't know I couldn't curse, so I'm sorry I give you so much.
I mean, Joe edits.
I try to limit it. Yeah, you can curse
okay,
as much as you want.
Joe.
Yeah,
no,
you're good. You're good.
I dropped a couple F-bombs. No,
it's all good.
So with that said, I don't care about story mode. I'm not a nerd that cares about target practice. I just want to
come on, man,
crap out of Kirby. That's all I want to do.
Ooh, that hurts.
I'm
lucky Bobby's not here.
Ooh.
Again,
fighting words. Hold on, he's right here. He's always here.
All right, that paper is just getting destroyed, dude.
I did this one night at work when I was staying late. I sent it to him. Like, there you go. There's Kirby.
But yeah, like to me, I know a lot of people want single player and all that, but I'm not interested. I just want it. Like, I just want this game. Yeah, that's all I want. Like, just give me. I want to fight some guys, man. I want to curse my brains out and suck at this game. You know.
And last question of the night, I will go with Sean for this one. Your boy Ethan, that's his name, Ethan Gaming. He says, what new characters could you see in the new Smash, and what do you think the moveset will be for the Inklings?
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Goku is a must. Goku has to be in this game.
Banjo's getting some talk too.
You don't think so? I don't know, man.
That Funimation tweet, man. It's like now it's likely.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it actually is maybe crazy enough to actually work. The ice climbers, seriously, have to be back in there. I don't know. The rabbits seem like something that people are kind of talking about as well. That actually makes sense. And like all iterations and versions and whatever characters you see, like Donkey Kong. from the Rabbids was just crazy. That
Can
would
we
be,
get some
that would be
Hestu?
amazing. What's that?
Hestu, the tree from that gives you
Oh,
the Korok that you collect the Korok seeds from.
Oh man,
We
that
need
would
some
be
Ninja
amazing.
Support, man. Shovel Knight.
You know what I would love actually, speaking of banjo, I would love some like this kind of goes along the lines of the Wii Fit trainer, just how stupid it is. I want some characters from the N64 days, like as you saw them. Like I want Turok in there for some stupid reason.
Oh my god.
Like I want the dinosaur hunter, and just like in all his 64-bit glory, like where the textures are awful, but he's all blocky and stuff. Or give me like a soldier from GoldenEye in there.
There was actually a question from NintenTalk Place. He's like, could you see Labo Man in Smash? And someone actually made up a moveset for him.
No, it has to be Solid Snake, and he with his cardboard box.
Labo.
And that's the Labo. That's the tie-in.
I would say forget Banjo. Put in Marcus Phoenix. I want to see him chainsaw Mario. And just Mario's gonna like,
put Doom Guy in.
oh
and just
no!
Oh my god.
But Joe, what could you see for the Inkling moveset?
Which Joe?
Any Joe.
I'll take it.
Yeah, take it.
okay.
That's all you, dude. That is all you.
I think the moveset's gonna surprise you. I think they are definitely gonna be. I think some type of mix of Star Fox because of the gun and of some type of brawler because of they could use things like the brush, the roller.
Oh,
like
cool.
The roller could be the down B. Like they could do a lot of stuff with Splatoon that I think a lot of people aren't thinking out of the box with. I think they could be more than just pew pew with their awesome ink guns. I think they could do a lot with them because they have so many weapons and so many weapons that constantly get added. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a paintbrush, roller, and even the grenades in really.
And the
awesome
benefits
ways.
of being on your own color, like you move faster, you can swim in it, you can maybe regain some energy, like stuff like that.
That would be
pretty awesome if you started seeing like paint fill up the Smash level.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Like, how long is the paint gonna stay on the stage?
Yeah, man.
Like, yeah. So I'm excited to see that. I think that's all the time we have for today. That was episode 27. Before we sign off, why don't you guys sign off? Sean,
Goodbye.
why don't you pimp about your channel, your crew over there? Come on, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll just keep it really simple because I talked before. So you can follow me on Twitter at Sean Capri, Sean like Connery, Capri like the pants, and you can check these Patty Wagon and Joe After Work on If You're at Nintendo. It was 93, 92, somewhere in there. You'll find it at youtube.com/WeTheNerdy. Thank you guys for having me on. This has been the dream come true.
Thank you so much.
Just cancel some of those other guests you got booked up. I'll come back.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, we'll take you up on it.
And Mr. Badbit, where can they find you?
I would love to plug Bad Bit Games where we talk about all things games. I would love to talk about and plug the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players that you can check out on iTunes and all the podcast services. But I want to also just shine one more light on Bobby. That when that anvil fell on his face, man, it was something out of Looney Tunes, but it was so tragic.
Yeah,
The
we'll
Roadrunner
side.
stopped.
I will remember you.
It's so funny because like he has my phone number, so he'll like text me while he's watching these. Hilarious. And then Joe.
Joe. Man. Find me at Joe After Work everywhere: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, website. There you go. That's pretty much it.
And then what does Bobby say? That is all. Peace out, press.